Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is so fun because I'm going to be trying out the brand new Revolution Beauty and Emily Noel palettes. These are called the Emily Edit palettes. There's the Needs palette and the Wants palette, and they're gorgeous and I'm so excited to play with these. You guys know I really am a huge fan of Revolution Beauty. I love everything that they put out. I love the price point, the formulas are really great, and it's so cool to see Emily Noel collaborate on two palettes with them. I'm very excited. Let's just jump right in, shall we? I'm gonna go ahead and prep the eyes. I already did my brows using the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. So I think I want to kind of play with both of these palettes. I love the concept of the Needs and the Wants. The Needs palette, which I think I'm gonna dip into first, has this gorgeous pink unicorn packaging with rose gold lettering. It's the exact same on this palette. And inside, there's a gorgeous mirror with 6 eyeshadows, a contour shade, blush shade, and highlight. And then this is like a matte highlight shade, probably for like under the eye area, I'm assuming. So it's everything you need for your face and eyes in one palette, which I think is absolutely brilliant. And then the Wants palette is a gorgeous peach with a rose gold lettering on the front. And the mirror on this, you guys, is absolutely insane. Here, let me take the plastic off. There we go. Look how beautiful this is. There's so many gorgeous colors. I'm so excited to dip into these. I'm definitely going to be using some color. I have to. I mean, look at this. It's gorgeous. So that's what we're going to be playing with today. I'm going to keep the rest of the face affordable just because, you know, this is Revolution Beauty or Makeup Revolution, whatever you guys want to call it. And so I am just going to do a full face of affordable makeup, obviously focusing on these two palettes. So now I'm going to prep the eyes. I'm going to take my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Fair, just dot a little bit along the eyelids. And I'm just going to pat that out with my Thrive Cosmetics sponge. Next, I'm going to go into my number 7 Perfect Light Loose Powder. And I'm going to take this powder across the eyelids just to kind of set everything. Wow, you guys, the mirror on the Wants palette is so incredible. All right, I'm going to dip into the Needs palette and go into the shade Peace, which seems like a really gorgeous kind of peachy color. So I want to see how this will work as a transition shade. I am going to mainly want to use some of the shades from the Wants palette, just because of all the incredible gorgeous shades. But I do want to kind of play with the eyeshadows in this palette as well, so we can kind of get a feel for both and how we would use both. That's such a pretty soft transition shade. I really, really like that. I'm trying to think of like what colors I'm most inspired by. There's so many gorgeous purple tones in this palette. I don't know. Let's see. I love how there's so many jewel tones. It's a palette that kind of has colors that I don't have a lot of, which is really cool. But I still feel like there's a color story to it and it's inspiring me. So I'm just going to deepen up the crease with Midwest, which is this gorgeous brown shade. I just realized that all the names are under the shades. That is such a blessing. Makes it so much easier when I'm filming tutorials to tell you guys what color I'm using. So I'm just deepening up the crease with Midwest. It seems like it's just slightly deeper than the shade I used before. It's going to add a little bit more dimension. There's like a peachy undertone to this as well, which I'm going to try to go away from peach because I do peach looks all the time, but we can always use a little peach as the transition, don't you think? I'm just blending this out from this end of the brow over here to the end of the brow over here. And I'm not worried about this. We'll clean that up later. All right, I think I spoke too soon. I really want to go into this Laugh Cry right here. Laugh Cry shade, which is peach, because I don't know, I just love peach. I'll try to deepen it up and make it like peach and purple maybe, but I had to. It's such a cool shade. So I'm kind of applying this on the outer 2/3 of the eye and then blending it in, making sure it blends nicely with the transition shade and the color in the crease as well. Next, I'm going to go into this shade right here called Cheer, and I'm going to start to deepen up the outer 1/3 of the eye using this gorgeous burgundy shade. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so pretty. And I'm really just taking my time to layer this color. Wow, that is beautiful. So after I've built up the color on the outside, I'm kind of taking what's left on the brush and dragging it into the crease just slightly, just to have all the colors really seamlessly flow together. All right, and then I'm going to take this purple shade, which I think is pronounced Pi-Fi. I hope so. And I'm going to take the same brush and just kind of layer the deep purple right on the very corner of the eye, like right here, just to add that extra amount of depth. Oh, it just completed it. That looks nice. It's all in the details, my friends. I feel like doing some sort of a cut crease, so I'm going to take a little bit of my Maybelline Fit Me concealer on the back of my hand. I'm going to use the shade Fair again, and I'm going to put a little bit of concealer on the lid and then open my eyes to see where it stamps it, and that's where I know where to cut the crease. I'm just going to go about halfway, a little over halfway with the concealer. I kind of want to spice it up a little bit. I think I'm going to take the shade Eve Rose first, and I'm going to put this in the inner corner right on top of the concealer. It kind of has like a lavender undertone, but it's still really light and so beautiful. Oh, I like that color. Then I'm going to take Belle Violet, which is so unique, and I'm going to layer this over that first shade so it blends nicely, and then I'm going to take it closer to the center by itself. The more of this I apply, the more I want this on my lid, so I'm actually taking it all the way across the concealer, and then we'll put something right here to kind of blend the two shades, but I'm obsessed with that shade. It needs a little spotlight moment on the lid, I think. How cool is that? Oh, this is hard to show you guys because it's such a big palette. Okay, I'm gonna go into Good Vibes, which is just a nice burgundy shade, and I think that this will help kind of tie everything together, so I'm just gonna plop this kind of like over the deep berry shade, just so it blends in, you know, to the rest of the eye look. And then I'm taking some more Belle Violet and just lightly brushing that over the center of the lid to just make sure that there's, you know, a nice seamless gradient. And to also make sure we have as much of this color on the lid as possible because it's so beautiful. I'm dipping back into Pi-Fi. I don't know if I'm saying that right at all, but I'm just going to kind of deepen up this outer portion here. Just trying to make sure everything looks nice, you know, before we clean up the edges. I was going to do eyeliner, but I kind of like it soft. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a makeup wipe, and I'm going to clean up the fallout. There actually wasn't too crazy of fallout. And after I clean up the edges, I'm just going to pat it down with my finger just to soften it a little bit. I'm just taking my brush and kind of blending out some of the edges. I'm going to apply some mascara to the top lashes. This is the Kokie Cosmetics Volume and Length Mascara. And I'm going to do 2 coats on the top lashes. That is one good mascara, my friends. Wow. I really love that. All right, I'm going to kind of speed through the rest of the face just because I want to focus on the 2 palettes. I'm going to be taking the Physicians Formula Spotlight Illuminating Primer. I'm going to put that all over the face to make us so glowy. Wow. For foundation, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. It's been forever since I've used this. I was going through my drugstore foundation drawer and I was like, it's time to bring this back. So I'm going to take some of this the brush first and just kind of distribute it all over the skin. And then I'm going to take what's left on the back of my hand and pick it up on my Thrive Cosmetics sponge and just press that in all over the skin. Then I'm going to take the Maybelline Fit Me concealers. I'm going to take this shade Fair under the eyes and also down the center of the face. And then I'm going to take the shade Light and just kind of put this on any blemishes I need extra help with. And then I'm going to take my sponge and just pat out the concealer on the blemishes first. And then I'm going to go ahead and pat out the concealer everywhere else under the eyes. As always, being careful to not stamp on the eyeshadows we have on this edge here. I'm going to go back into the number 7 translucent powder that we used before, and I'm going to put that underneath the eyes to set the concealer. And then I'm taking a larger brush and just powdering the rest of the face. All right, going back into the Needs palette, I'm going into the shade Peace again, tapping off the extra, and then I'm going to pinch the brush and just kind of run this on the lower lash line just for some subtle definition. And then for the fun part, I'm going to go straight into Laugh Cry, which is that gorgeous peach pink shade. Whoa. And I'm going to pop this on the lower lash line as well. And I'm kind of dragging this lower than I will the other shadows and also connecting it to the existing shades up here. Next, I'm going to go into Belle Violet, which is that gorgeous purple shade we have on the lid. And I'm just going to start to run this on the lower lash line, mainly on like the inner corner till about 2/3 of the way over. I'm going to take that same brush and dip into Cheer. And I'm going to start to deepen up the outer third of that lower lash line, connecting it to the existing shadows again over here. Next, I'm going to take Eve Rose and just put that in kind of the inner portion of the lower lash line. I'm just going to throw on some mascara on the lower lashes really quickly so we can kind of move on to the rest of the face. Well, so far, I really like this look. Let's go ahead and do some of the complexion using the Needs palette. So as you can see, there is a shade called Courage, and this looks like a bronzer shade. So I'm going to take my fluffy brush and dip it into that. And I'm just going to start to kind of warm up the complexion with this, going around the hairline and under the cheeks. I kind of got a little heavy-handed on my forehead, so I'm going to take the powder brush and just buff it out, you know? When in doubt, buff it out. I'm just going to take that powder brush and kind of go over everywhere to really make sure it blends in nicely with the entire complexion. But I love that shade. I think it's really nice. It's not too dark. It's not too light for me. I feel like it's just right. It adds warmth and contour. I'm just going to take what's left on the brush and kind of glide it down the sides of my nose and then underneath my lip a little bit. And then take that powder brush again and just buff it all out. All right, let's go into blush next. I think the names in this palette are so cute. So the blush is called Joy. It's a gorgeous peach. Looks like a muted peach. Just gonna take my brush and just kind of pounce that on the apples of the cheeks. That's so pretty. It's really soft. There's a little bit of peachy pink and it kind of blends in nicely with the bronzer on the cheeks as well. Before I go on, I'm gonna take the shade Kindness, which I think is just kind of like a matte highlight shade. And I wanna see how this looks. Oh wow, that like really brightens up. Was that supposed to go there? I don't know, but I like it. That really helps just kind of brighten up everything. I'm gonna take this in the center of the forehead as well. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, let's go into highlight. The highlight is called Gratitude. Such cute names, honestly. I'm gonna make sure I get a good amount on the brush. Tap off the extra, and let's go in with this. Ooh, so it's definitely one that like you can build up, which I love because I find that the formulas that allow me to do that end up looking so much more natural. See? Oh, that is beautiful. I'm gonna take it down the center of the nose, Cupid's bow. It's almost like there's a slight purple shift to it, like super slight, which matches my eyes, so that's kind of fun. I'm gonna take a smaller brush with that same highlight and just pop this in the very inner corner of the eyes, just to really open up the eyes. And I'm going to take what's left and just pop it underneath the brow. I'm going to take my makeup wipe and wipe away the foundation on the lips. Okay, I want to try something. I'm going to take the ColourPop Scorpio Moon lipstick from the ColourPop Kathleen Lights collaboration. I'm going to put a little bit of this on the lips first. Not very much though, just a little, so that I can take the ColourPop Kathleen Lights lipstick in the shade What's Your Sign and just try to mix the two. All right, so let's assess the situation. I'm taking the bronzer brush and kind of adding a little something with whatever's left, just kind of around the perimeters of the face. I think we have enough blush. I like the highlight. So let's lock it in place. I'm going to use the Flower Beauty Seal the Deal Long Lasting Setting Spray with a matte finish. My fan. And I'm going to set the brows with Glossier Boy Brow in Blonde. Alright you guys, let's chat about the palettes and what we thought. How did I already get the front of this so dirty? Well, the great news is it's so easy to clean. You can keep these really clean. They're so beautiful. Let's talk about the Needs palette first. I think this is such a clever idea. I love how there's a contour, blush, highlight, and eyeshadows in here. So good for travel, so good for every day, and also such a good price point for everything in there. I love that. However, I feel like for me personally, I'm a little more obsessed with the Wants palette just because this has eyeshadow shades that I don't own. They're beautiful. This lavender shade I was obsessed with. There's hot pinks, there's peaches, there's gorgeous deep greens, there's browns for your neutral looks. There's really everything in here. I can't wait to keep playing with this. I loved the formula. I loved the eye look I created. I think these are both great palettes. The packaging is gorgeous. It has a nice weight to it. It feels so luxe. I don't even think I told you guys the prices of this. So this palette retails for $15. This palette retails for $20. This is only $20. Oh, so good. Love it so much. And again, I love the look I made. I felt like I was so inspired by this palette. I really, really enjoyed making this look for you guys. So I hope you guys like how it turned out as well. Did you guys pick up these palettes? If so, which one? Did you pick up both? Did you pick up just one? Would you guys like to see more looks with this? If you did pick it up, let me know in the comments below. I would absolutely love to keep playing with this palette. It's so pretty. So yeah, I would definitely recommend both. I feel like if you're somebody who is kind of just into an everyday look, you want something super easy, if you're on the go a lot, you definitely would really get a lot of use out of the Needs palette. If you're like me and you're just a makeup lover and you love all things makeup and all colors and all things beautiful, you need the Wants palette. So thanks so much for watching, you guys. Congratulations to Emily Noel on this collaboration. That is huge. It's so amazing to see a YouTuber who has been at this for so many years get to do a collaboration, and she just absolutely killed it. I love both palettes and I'm so happy for her. If you guys aren't subscribed to Emily Noel, I will put her channel link down below. Be sure to subscribe and support her. Go out and pick up these palettes. They're beautiful. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so by hitting the subscribe button. And if you guys want to be a part of the notification squad, just click on the bell after you subscribe and you'll be notified every single time I post on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So that's all I've got for you guys. I hope you have an amazing day. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you all in my next video. Love you. Bye!